high school you started dealing with that.
Yeah, I got sent to military school. I got kicked out of high school, and my parents didn't know what to do with me or to me. I had a little taste for the booze in high school. I loved when I was a freshman. 2 seniors took me out and got me drunk, and it changed my life. It made me not shy. I would talk to girls. I would kiss girls. I was like, alcohol is amazing. And I really took to booze, and like I became
an alcoholic.
I don't want to say alcoholic because I literally stopped when I was like 18 or 19. It was like, I think I'm done. And I never had an urge.
Really?
I just knew that when I was a teenager and shy and terrified of talking to people, that got me through it. But I really leaned heavily on it. And so my parents didn't know what to do with me. So they sent me to military school.
Ooh.
The school where they filmed Taps, Valley Forge Military Academy, Wayne, Pennsylvania. And
did they straighten you up? Straighten you out?
You know, in high school, I favored the booze. When I went to military school, you're subject to daily inspections because it's like the military.
Right.
And so it became a lot easier to hide drugs in your...
Oh, so you started doing drugs in military school.
Yeah, mostly like weed and like mushrooms.
Right.
And stuff.
You weren't
like
powdering your nose or anything.
No. Right. I tried all that stuff, but I didn't like it. I liked hallucinogenics and weed. I loved weed and, hash. But I remember specifically one day in military school, I was walking down the hallway in the dorm. 2 of my friends were wrestling. They were play wrestling. And one of the guys lifted up the other one off his feet, and they both fell backwards. And one of the guys hit his head on the corner of a cinder block doorway and split his head wide open. And I can still see it to this day in my head. Like, you know, barracks and stuff in the military, it's all that lime green. So I just remember the stark contrast of bright red blood coming out of this guy's head onto a lime green floor. Like, it is burned into my mind. And later that night, I was at dinner and I was eating my food, and all of a sudden I couldn't swallow. Like, and that's not a memory reflex. That's like an involuntary, like, it's like breathing. You shouldn't have to think.
Right, you don't think about swallowing.
And all of a sudden I couldn't swallow. And I was trying to make myself swallow, and I couldn't. I was having what I years later, figured out was a panic attack. That's how it manifested.
And you think it was because that triggered it, seeing all the blood and everything? That's what triggered it?
I think that at 17 years old was the first time I realized, oh, I'm going to die someday. And it doesn't matter if I'm 80, which I hope that's, much later. I hope I die when I'm much later. But I could die when I'm 17. And it really kicked everything off for me as far as my big problem has always been panic and anxiety disorder.
Right.
Mixed with some depression.
And it started there.